Welcome to this tutorial. So let's draft a basic blouse together. Okay, so the measurements I'll be needing will be our shoulder measurement, our bust measurement, our waist measurement, our shoulder to our bust, and our half length. Okay, so this blouse will be quite long. So the length I have here is 20. I'll stick with that. Okay, so our shoulder measurement is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. Okay, so we'll mark that out. 15. Okay, so my round armhole is 9. Okay, so I'll mark 9 inches here. From the shoulder measurement, I mark 9 inches. All right, I'll just extend this measurement. Okay, so let me extend what we have here down here so that I'll be able to mark my armhole. Okay, so I want to mark the neckline. Okay, so my width, the width I'll be using is 3.5. You could use 4, you could use 3, depending on how wide you want your width to be. So I'm using 3.5. Okay, so I'll be dropping it down at 4 inches. All right. Okay, so I'll just put up this line to help me curve well. Okay, so I'll make a curve for the neck. Okay, so my bust measurement is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9. Okay, this is 9. So I'll be adding 1.5 inches to my measurement. Okay, so for my waist measurement is 30 inches. 30 inches divided by 4 is 7.5. Okay, you could use your tape. Let me teach you how you can use your tape. Okay, so you divide 30 inches into 2 like this. Into 2, you have 15 inches. Then you divide it into 2 again. Then we have our 7 inches. Okay, you can see we have our 7 inches measurement. So that's how we derived at our 7 inches. Okay, so we mark our 7 inches and our 1.5 inch seam allowance. You could use 2, but I'll be fine with 1.5. Okay, so we'll extend our measurement down here. Okay, so and what we'll do next is to mark our dart. Okay, so the dart for this basic body sleeves is just a normal dart I'll be using. Okay, so let me mark out our bust to bust is 4 inches. Our bust measurement to the other bust is 4 inches. Okay, all right, so I'll put half inches here because we use half inches to fold our darts. So half inches towards the side and half inches towards the side. So before then, we'll drop, to get our darts, we'll drop our measurements from the chest line 2 inches. From this our armhole line, we drop by 2 inches. So we'll extend this line till it gets to this half measurement we have marked here. We'll do same for this other side. So our darts will be holding, when we are holding our darts, to be against these two. So we will now be we'll now slope our shoulder measurement, okay, because you know that your shoulder can never be straight. So we'll drop our shoulder measurement by 1 inch, okay, and we'll connect that. Then our armhole measurement from this slope till this our chest line or our round armhole, we'll divide it into 2. Okay, we divide it into 2. All right, so when we do this, we'll now connect. Okay, so next we'll be cutting off. Since we are done, we'll be cutting off the blouse. All right, so I have my scissors here. So you cut out your slope, and lastly now let's cut off our neckline. You have to be careful about this. Okay, so let's cut out our neckline. So we are done with that. Okay, we're done with that. So let's move over to the back piece. So to draft our back piece, we have this fabric here. Okay, so we'll mark out our zipper allowance. Okay, so I'll be using 1.5 inches. So we'll mark 1.5 inches all around. We'll mark 1.5 inches. You could use 2 inches, but I'm comfortable with 1.5 inches, so I'm using 1.5 inches. All right. So we'll place our front bodice on top of it. Okay. So what we'll be doing next is that okay, we'll go with our width with the same width, but the length of the neckline, go with the width of the front bodice, but the width of the neckline will differ because it's the back. Okay, so we'll drop it down by 1 inches. Okay, we'll drop it down by 1 inches to flow towards the zipper allowance. Okay, so let's remove our front bodice. Okay, so we'll just make a slight curve. All right. Okay, before then, okay, let's just cut this first so that we can work on the sides. Okay, so we'll quickly cut this out. All right, then have you seen how I cut it so neatly? Okay, so we'll just shape out the sides. All right, what we'll do is just to shape out the sides of our back bodies. Okay. Okay, so we have shaped out the sides. Remember we had a slope here. We'll repeat repeat same for our back bodies. Okay, so our 2 pieces is ready. All right, so we will notch the zipper allowance so that when we are working on it, we'll remember that we have a zipper allowance here, because the chalk might fade off. Okay, so we'll notch our zipper allowance. Okay, so for the back part, for our dart for the back part, okay, so let's extend the dart of this chest line. Okay, remember, and in our front bodies we drop it down by 2, but for this back we'll maintain the 9 inches of our chest line. We are not going to drop it down. Okay, so all we need to do is just to mark our 4 inches. Then remember the 1/2 inch we keep aside. All right, so we'll just connect this. All right, so when you are joining, you should remember the length of the dart. Okay, we all for our basic blouse pattern. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye.